Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so for this quest here, we're actually on to Vaughn Part 4, which is still located here in House Kundarak. It's actually all the way down by the port agent here, by someone named Arlice 4, or Arlsci 4. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that Warforge's name. Once you pick up, it's down towards the tavern here, which is why I'm on the horse, just to speed this up. So this is the fourth and final part required in order to flag for the Vaughn raid. So the raid is part 5 and 6. Sometimes you'll see that in the Aloevain just listed as 5 and 6 there. Alright, and here we go. So this quest here, once we actually get in, there we go. So this quest here is not too bad on the experience level. It's nothing like we got in Vaughn 3 if you want to check out that video. But again, 20,000 is still a nice chunk of experience. Alright. So the first things first is you just want to run up to about this room here. Now inside this room there will be 3 elementals. So we got the earth elemental there. There's going to spawn a fire elemental on either side of him. And our first objective is to just take them out. There we go. So you get a little bit of experience, nothing major. In Epic, that is obviously a little bit more. The next thing we want to do is head to the northeastern section of this room. Pull the lever. Now this lever is a timed lever. So it does say with the clockwork gears. After a while it will close down on us. So there we are. If it does, you just got to go and re-pull that lever and let yourself back in. So if you don't make it, don't worry. From here we want to proceed and talk to RC2, and he's going to go in and pull the lever, which changes the doors here. So that one closes, this one opens. We do need to do that again, obviously, to continue going through. Now the trick here is wait until your entire party makes it through, because there is no way to change this door's orientation from that side. So this one here is the only one that'll do that. So just make sure you can. What I do sometimes is I'll actually tell my hireling to stay right here. I'll walk onto the other side of the door, and then I'll get him to pull it. That'll let any latecomers be able to get back in. This also works with the Artie dog or the wolf druid pet as well. Basically anything that you can manually tell to hit that lever. So because we're facing off a lot of Warforged type creatures in here, something that definitely helps is having adamantine weapons. It will help you to bypass the DR on some of these foundry zones. Some of them actually don't have a damage reduction at all. And then some of them, again, do have 1-2 adamantine. So just having some form of adamantine weapon or the Artie buff for adamantine weapons will definitely help you bypass anything there. I'm just going to get him to pull it one more time. Except he doesn't want to. Well, it doesn't really matter. We don't need to go back that way. I'm just going to give myself a top up. There we go. So from here, what we need to do is talk to this speaking stone. And once you do, it will drop the barriers on both sides. We just happen to have a couple enemies on the other side. There we go. Allowing you to proceed either direction. Both directions have traps. The left-hand direction has a lot more of them. So I am going to start with this side here first. Alright, so the traps in this one here are a bunch of blade traps. So as you see, we can spot the first one, but if you run straight at the wall here, you will be able to get to the control panel, which will disable the giant blade trap here. Now, we do have a few more along the sides. These ones aren't yet disabled, so we're actually going to have to just run through and hope we can make it. We didn't actually make it. And same with this one here. Let's kind of time that one to be able to get to the next section. So each of these control panels are basically right above each other. So the first one was right down there, then here, and then we're going to have another one right there. So here we are. And that's it for now. Once we come back and we proceed through that room, when we come back, it's actually going to add in a new trap. Again, it will be a giant blade trap right about here. And again, you just want to run straight through it, right at the wall. That'll bypass the trap, and then we got the trap box right on this wall here. Until that point, though, you can't actually even search up the trap. It won't even appear. So from here, we're going to want to proceed through the door. And on the other side of the door, we are going to have a few enemies. Now, the troubleshooters like casting disco balls, so definitely if you got anybody with low wisdom saves, you might want to take them out first. The engineers like casting magic missiles. They're kind of your spellcasters, as well as healers. So again, you might want to take them out quickly. Once we're inside this room, we do have a door that we can go through here. So I'm just going to open it up for now. I'm not going to step into it just yet. And then we can proceed deeper in. So a whole lot of breakables, as well as breakables down here. Now I can actually go through and break them now. Doing so is actually going to spawn the couple of enemies that are in there, and actually make them aggressive and killable too. So if you happen to, we got a negative level. Let's just cure that. Give myself a death ward. So if we do want to sit here and kill them, I could toss a turret and, keep going. Now it is dangerous to break them all at first like this, because once we get far enough in, and actually all the way up to there to that lever, when we pull that lever, it is going to remove all these barriers. So any of the guys that we have the aggro of, which would be these two, it'll be these two in there, basically any section that we break the boxes in prior to it opening up, it will just have them all run right at you. Which, honestly, right now, isn't too big of a deal for me. Because I am aware that they are going to charge at me. I can prepare for that. Just want to get their attention. There we go. mean, you already can barely self-heal. And then when a Plague Reaper hits you, your self-healing is gone just that much more. Alright. So those ones are just a little bit too far away to break. Yeah, I can't get to them just yet. So what I can do now, as I have all their aggro and they're all very not happy with me, I'm actually going to toss a turret right there. They will be able to run over top of the turret and still be able to get through, but it will slow them down just ever so slightly, and I do mean ever so slightly. So here we go. Once I pull this lever, they're all freed, and they're going to start coming towards us here. So once I step on the floor here, there they are, they're all running. And what I can do is actually hop back up to this lever for a little bit of safety. Toss on a resistance to magic missile. And I can safely take them out from right up here, making it super easy there. So hop down, wait for next wave. And again, same thing. And because it is a long, straight shot tunnel, it really makes it, gives you enough time to get safely set up. Alright. So now that they've been taken care of, minus the last couple right here, we're good to move on. So if you don't go and break them, what tends to happen is it does spawn in a few other enemies, which will just be walking around here. So by doing what we did and like getting the aggro down there, as they run past, they get the aggro of the guys up here, which is why it jumped us right up to like orange alert, and just goes through. Another trick to this here, if you don't want to deal with any of these enemies, as soon as you pull the lever over there, you can actually use Dimension Door, teleporting yourself right back to the start of the quest. This is where changing that lever orientation comes into handy, like with a hireling or so on. That way you can actually get back into the quest. If you do not change that lever and you de-door, you will be stuck outside of that gate and you will not be able to complete unless somebody else comes back and helps you changing that lever. Alright, so on the way out, again, we have that trap box, and there's our new trap box, and again, our new blade trap. So again, run right up to the wall, and then proceed to the side to grab that control box. From here, you just want to hop all the way down. So you can either run or, use the little gap in the hole to fall down. And now that we're done the western side, we're going to head over to the eastern side and complete that one there as well. Now, this floor here is a breakaway floor. There's nothing much down there. It has some spike traps on the side, pool of acid on the left. They also have a trap box which will stop the floor from breaking. So you get that trap box, the floor never breaks, you never have to deal with any of that there. moving a little bit further ahead. To our next section here. There we go. We come across another floor here. So this floor, again, is a breakaway floor. Now, there is a pipe right about here that you can walk across. So it's a little too far. If, however, you fall, and I am going to hop down there just in case you do happen to fall. I can show you that out. If you do happen to fall, it is a little lengthy process to get back out. So I am just going to give myself a fire resistance and an acid resistance. I do still have cakes on me in case the acid traps happen to kill me. But we're going to give that a shot. So here we go.
Collapses, sending you straight down a disused heating shaft.
So we're going to go all the way to the bottom as if you had fallen all the way down there. The very, very bottom just has some lava. It's not even really deep lava, but it's there. So the objective is you hop on the pipes and you just start making your way upwards. Now it does start off fairly simple here. Just kind of running and hugging in the corners. Once you can make your way all the way around, you will notice a tunnel crossing over. Now, in here, we do have a loot chest, which I do think is really cool. A lot of people tend to miss this as they don't hop down here, as it is quite a bit longer to get out than it is to fall down. Proceeding on, we now start running into these acid jet traps. Now, if you're careful, you can time them. Make your way up, but again, you gotta be quick. And that's pretty much it. There are no actual trap boxes for any of these, so you just gotta watch yourself. There we go. Again, we want to proceed back to that main shaft we were in. Carefully step out as we don't want to fall all the way back down again. And then from here you just want to continue up the rest of the way. And it'll get you out. So other than that small random loot chest, there really isn't much down here. But it is a long way to get back out. So here we are. So, continuing on. Alright, so you want to continue up the path right up until the door. We do have more speaking stones which you can interact with. They will kind of explain what's going on in the rooms. So what I'm going to do here is toss a turret right at the door to give ourselves a little bit of defense. Though with their damage here, it really doesn't last long. That event type weapons. Alright, so once your initial welcoming party is taken care of, where that torch is just off to your right, we do have a few more enemies, as well as a named enemy there as well, which is our Overseer. Alright, continuing north, we have 2 enemies up here on the boxes. Now, where we want to go is actually follow these torches to the other side of the room. Basically to where that engineer is. Now, there's a ramp right there. As well, you can see some traps. Now, the traps are easy enough to avoid. Though, if you actually come back and around underneath the ramp, there is the trap box there. From here, we're going to head up. Now, you can decide to try and run your way through the gauntlet of fire, or if you have a little bit of jump, you can make your way up. Take him out and jump on over and actually make your way right to where this guy was, bypassing all those flame jets. Now, as you see, we do have an optional to disable those flame jets, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. Alright, so from here you want to proceed to the very end. Now watch yourself. It does have a bit of a gap here. Now there are 2 trap boxes for this lever, so a lot of people tend to forget about that second one. So the first one is right before it. The second one is actually following this little ledge right here, right on the lip here. And just kill that guy. So there it is. So once you get both those boxes, it will fully disable this trap here. As you can tell, once you pull that lever, if you didn't get those traps, you kind of be a little bit of a shish kebab. Alright, so now that we pulled both the master levers, we can head towards the master control room. Before we do that, if you want to get the optional for disabling the flame jets, the levers are these ones here. You want to actually flip them to the upward position. Now it does require strength to do these, so if you don't have enough, you won't be able to do that there. Now, as you're noticing, as we're pulling them, it is saying that it is freeing some enemies. What that is these cages down here, it's opening the doors, letting them out. So there's one Warforge per door.
As the massive switch is thrown and disables a flame jet.
As well, this will also disable the flame jets, as it's saying. So as you're noticing, we don't have any flame jets here anymore. There we go. And that clears the path, so if your trapper, whoever does not have enough jump to make it, but your strength character does, you can head on over, pull the traps for pull the levers for them, allowing them to proceed without dealing with that. So now down back at the bottom towards the western wall, we have another lever, which will open up the gates here. Like the other side there, what it does is it adds a tunnel all the way through to the other side. So if you send half your party one side, half your party the other side, you can pull the valves, letting each other through. As well, in this middle section, it does have a set of shrines. And a few breakables on both the northern and southern half of the this room here. There we go. From here, all that we gotta do is again return to the start. So I'm gonna make my way back, heading this way. This is a little bit longer going down this path. If you choose to head the other side, it tends to be a little bit quicker to get back to the start. But I just want to show you again this path from the reverse, and it's just the one I was closest to at the time. Now, once you've pulled both of those levers, here at the center, we're actually able to proceed north, heading through the doors that were here. Lots of breakables in here. So it now actually gives you a choice. You can choose to head east or west, left or right, whichever one. Now, it does just kind of go in a big circle, so it really doesn't matter which side you choose. So I chose the western side or left. It's typically the one that I head down. Honestly, I actually tend to head down both, getting the traps and the kills. Or the breakables and the kills, sorry. As you see, we already have the full trap bonus, so there are 2 more traps we can get. Which are actually located through that door there. In this room, we're going to have a bunch of these little pups. So just be ready for a little pack. There we go. And here's the other side as well, just so we can clear everything. So as you see, we don't really need all the breakables through both of these sides. One side would be enough, as long as you've been getting them up to this point. So here, we actually have a secret room with a shrine. Now, as you see, the moment you open up that secret door, it has a trap. You can't use the method like we used in Vaughn 3. When you open the door, you just run at the door. You will get hit by them. The only way to not get hit is to time it. And even there, I didn't do it. And there are 2 trap boxes at the back here behind the shrines. And each one will disable its respective jet there. Once you have them both, you're cleared. Alright. From here, you want to continue north. Talk to the speaking stone, which will open up our first door. This second one is again on a timer here, so once we pull this lever and go into the room, it does will eventually close that gate, and you know, you're stuck in that room to complete. So this one here has a puzzle. Now I'm going to show you the way to solve this puzzle here while we're going. It has the same solution every time, so the runes on the wheels are always the same. So around the inner section, so we're going to go inner and outer. So the outer are the ones just on their standalone pillars. The inners are the ones connected to these pillars here. Now above each of the inner ones, they have a symbol. So this one is the trident. In order to unlock this lever, because it's currently locked, we need to turn the two on its respective sides to that symbol. So I'd have to turn the green wheel and the blue wheel to the trident in order to unlock this wheel. Once unlocked, I need to set it. Now if we look right here, on the inside it tells you what each one is to be set to. So you just go here. The inside ones are all set to the same symbol. So that's one easy way to remember. And there it is. So the next thing here to point out is once you start, it will start spawning in oozes. They will not go away, or they will not stop spawning until you complete. So here we go. So we're going to turn this to H. There we are. Kill off that. So I also need to turn this one to H. That will unlock our yellow wheel. Then we just need to turn that to the inner symbol. And then the yellow wheel is done, so we would go on to the next one. So because I know this blue one here is already set to be this, I'm just going to turn it. And same with this one here. Should be that symbol there. So there you are. So like I said, it is the same every time. So after a while, you just get to know the pattern. Then finally to the trident, which will unlock this one. There we go. So once that door opens up, if there are any oozes not yet killed, not including if you killed like one of the black puddings and they split into multiple, they will disappear. So the little guys, if you split the black ooze, they'll remain, everything else will disappear.
Just where Haywire said it would be.
From here you want to proceed through this door to the north. And before I do, I'm just going to give myself a quick fire resistance. Now on the other side of this door, we do have some iron golems. Now if you remember, iron golems, they are healed from fire type damage. So obviously you want to do as little of that as possible. So our first bit here, we are just going to have one iron golem and a bunch of these giant defenders. And apparently one carnage reaper. Let's take him out. There we go. After a little while, these other two iron golems will come out of the wall here. And there is a little bit of a trick with these iron golems. If you have enough jump, you can hop up top here. They cannot get to you. And then adamantine will bypass their damage reduction, allowing you to just sit up here safely and take them out. So as you notice with my damage numbers, I am getting a couple of green numbers, which means I am healing them. But unfortunately my bow does a little bit of fire damage. There's nothing I can do to help that. So I like this spot because they're stuck. They can't get to you. Once they are all dead, it will unlock or spawn and unlock. So we got our chest here. It's going to give us our jeweled key, which you use to unlock this door. From here, you want to pull the lever. Now, before I do, this is where it's going to start a time limit to complete the quest. It is a fairly decent amount of time, so you don't really need to worry too much. But if you are really slow on this first part, you may need to rush a little bit. I have seen people get stuck behind the time lock there. Now, a couple of things that definitely help is a jump. So if you have anybody who cast jump spells, as well as a fire resistance and an acid resistance. Primarily that fire though. So we're gonna pull the lever. Hate that some characters are just too short.
A toneless voice echoes through the foundry.
Now the door's gonna open. It's gonna start at first blast. Beware of that first blast. If you're standing too close, it will hurt. And you just want to proceed up. You can either head across. However you can get up these pipes. From here you can either just jump up or run across. Again, however you can make it up. Just want to head up as fast as you can. From here, you want to run through. Now, while running, you do have a bunch of these mithril defenders. Let's actually toss freedom of movement on. I recommend first running past them. And there is a reason for that. We do have an optional to kill them. But running up to this room here, as you see, the floor breaks and we can actually hop across. Our guys will actually all fall into the lava. Let's just kill their fear. Bringing in the last of them. And as they're down there, if you look, they are taking damage. So if you wait long enough, or you can do what I'm doing here, just kill them now, you can actually get your full bonus right here in this room. So it's super simple, super easy. Just drag them in, have them run into that lava. Let the lava kill them. Again, on heroic the lava does enough damage. On epic it's really slow, so you may need to actually stop and kill them in order to get it. But
3 minutes until self-destruct.
alright, so as you see, we only got 3 minutes left, but it's not too bad. We're basically at the end here. So the blast door that they were mentioning is this door here. Now,
I'm gonna count to 20 and seal the blast doors.
Yeah, so if you have people falling behind, what you want to do is you want to just run past this door and basically stay right in this section, not heading south and continuing on. That will just make sure that they have enough time. Obviously, if you have to leave them behind, it's better to leave them behind and complete than to not fail. So give them time. This is the perfect spot to do it. That way, one, you're not locked out, and it gives them enough time to get past. From here, you want to head through.
2 minutes until self-destruct.
And head to the bridge. Now, from here, you want to walk around the side. And I do want to emphasize you want to walk around the side here. Reason being, one, the elementals, you take them out. But after a moment, it's going to set off a giant blast. So we just got to wait a moment here. There we are. And if you're standing in the middle of that, it does hurt. Once that's done, the bridge will drop. Now, give the bridge a moment once it drops. If you try to run past too soon, you'll actually just fall through the floor. So give it a moment. head on through. Beware the invisible ceiling here. I've seen people like run through here trying to jump. They end up running into this pillar, knocking them off.
1 minute until self-destruct.
So from here, just continue on. So the self-destruct, at this section, we don't gotta worry. It's only in that major section down there, up to that door. So in here, we have Haywire. Let's talk to him. Once you talk to him, you can grab the lightning rod, which will complete the quest. And here's our chest.
A spellcaster might be able to channel this power.
Once you're done, I like to head back a little ways, hop down and grab that mushroom right here. So this section here, I'm gonna point out, we are going to die.
10 seconds until self-destruct. This is your final warning.
Yeah, so there's our self-destruct. What's gonna happen here? In that area, it's basically gonna become
Gouts of fire and choking dust erupt from the bowels of the foundry.
So basically, once you hear that message, that whole area inside here is gonna be an insta-kill zone. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna, oh, it actually locks us from heading back in. So yeah, if we were able to get back in, just past that gate, it would actually insta-kill us being in there. So anywhere in this major section, it will kill us. So that's why I definitely recommend waiting a little bit of time for them to get through that door. That way they don't get insta-killed, as well as they can get their end loot. But yeah, that's been Haywire Foundry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, you know, hit that like button. I know that I never actually say that, but it just lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content. Anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.